Hey Dave, every time I do the chest exercises, I feel it in my shoulders. My shoulders are starting to hurt. Every time I do my chest exercise, I can't feel it in my chest. I'm doing the workouts, but it doesn't seem like my arms are getting bigger. I'm not feeling it in my arms. Hi, I'm Disciplined Dave, where I put the technique in your physique. Today's video, I'm going to answer a lot of questions that I get in my messages on YouTube and I get on my Instagram all the time when people send me direct messages. A lot of times I'm responding, giving full-length answers on how to fix this. And I'm glad to answer everyone's questions. And if you're not following me on Instagram, go ahead and follow me and I'll answer any question you have there for you. But today's video, I have a lot of the same questions being asked all the time, and I'm going to help you fix those today. These are the most common mistakes people make when exercising with resistance bands. All right, so one of my most popular videos is a chest workout with resistance bands. You can go ahead and check that out. With that, I got a lot of questions about certain exercises, so we're going to cover that. One of the best things that really develops your chest are cable flies or band flies. And so what we're going to do is we're going to show you exactly how to do that correctly so you can make sure you're getting a great contraction in your chest so it's not ruining your gain, so you can get that development that you're looking for. Now, this is one of the most common mistakes I see. When people are doing exercises with the resistance bands, when they're doing the cable fly, what they're doing is they're having their shoulders shrug up. And so I show you here, this is what I see all the time. When you're doing that, you're taking the chest out of the contraction there and you're focusing on the traps and the shoulders. So that's why when you're doing that, you're starting to feel that pain. Another big problem is that people go too wide with it. So they have their shoulders shrugged up, they're coming in very wide because they're thinking the more width I get, the more it's really going to get to your chest. It doesn't work that way. What you want to do is keep those shoulders down and you want to keep those elbows in and that chest out, because that's going to give you a good contraction. And you want to feel that movement all the way down to the bottom. That's how you're going to get it. And another thing I need you to do is that make sure you have a mental note that you're going underneath something. A lot of people, they have this feeling that they're going over the top. They're going very wide. I don't want you to think that. I want you to think narrow and underneath. That is a great way that you can focus on the chest and take those shoulders out of the movement so you can really get those gains that you're looking for. Another problem that I see is with the incline cable fly. What a lot of people are doing is that they're putting their door stopper at the very bottom of the door. And what they're doing is they're coming straight up in the air, and what's happening is they're developing their shoulders and they're not developing their chest. All you need to do is a minor tweak by taking that door stopper from the bottom and you want to put it in the middle of the door, right below where the lock is on the door. And then you want to get your angle and you want to go slightly up and press away. If you think about it with a bench press, if you're looking at one that's an incline versus a flat bench, it doesn't come straight up, it only comes up slightly. So you're just getting a slight angle there on your chest. So the same thing applies when using resistance bands or if you're using cables. You want to make sure that it's not all the way at the bottom and you're not going straight up. You're just going forward at a slight angle upward. Now, another problem I see when people want to develop those guns is that they keep their arms pinned to their side and they just come straight up and down. They just keep it like that, like a hinge. But that's not the way to really develop those biceps, to really isolate them, to get those veins popping and get those big guns. What you want to do is you want to move the arms away from the body. You want to keep that wrist bent backwards and away from the body. That is the best way to focus on the biceps. So make sure that you have movement. That elbow should be going from that point of the side to going away from the side. That's the best way that you can really get a great contraction and feel it in those biceps to get those gains. Now here is a problem no matter what exercise that you're doing with resistance bands that I see all the time. This is something that is the most common thing that I see, and it's the most important. It's such a slight detail, but the details matter when using resistance bands and you want to get those gains. A lot of people are not keeping their feet planted. As you see here with this exercise, that I'm on my toes, my heels are off the ground, I'm leaning forward, I'm using a lot of momentum because I want to prove my strength with all these bands, which I don't understand. Usually if you're working resistance bands, you're at home. Who are you trying to prove to at home? We're not about ego here. We're about great technique. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you keep your feet planted. All right, whether you're in a stagger stance or a straight stance, you want to keep those feet planted throughout the movement. So that way you can only focus on the muscle that you're using. And this is going to give you a better sense of gravity, keep your body stable. Because if you're rocking, if you're using a lot of leaning forward and momentum in order to get the exercise off, you're not really working out the muscle. And we're here to get gains. Now, when it comes to resistance bands, one of my favorite quotes is, embrace the negative resistance, that is. With this tip, what you need to remember is that you want to make sure that you're feeling the negative on the rep. What you don't want to do is use momentum. I know when you hear 15 to 20 reps, because that's what I recommend with a lot of exercises with resistance bands. You're just trying to get through it. You're going as fast as you can. You're going up and down. You're like, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. No, you're not. What you need to do is feel it, okay? You need to make sure that you control the band. Don't let the band control you. So what you want to do is make sure that you're feeling every single movement on the way down and on the way up. Way down, on the way up. And this exercise, you can tell on the way up, that's called the negative, where you're going back to the reset point of where you began the exercise. So you want to embrace the negative. So you really want to make sure you slowly go up so you feel the muscle on the way up. Because developing a muscle is not only just the positive, it's the negative portion of the exercise. And you need to learn to love it. And if you love it, your body will love you too. So make sure that you embrace the negative. So now that you know all the common mistakes that you're making, go ahead and check out the videos that are coming up next that show you all these different exercises. So now you can really fix what you were doing wrong before. Rewatch those videos, do them correctly, and then you can come back to the channel every Monday at 10:30 where Discipline Dave puts the technique in your physique. Thank you for watching.